'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night. This summer night.
Good morning. So, what time is it now? 20 to 8, so Animal Kingdom opened at 7:30. So I'm just about to head to the buses now. Yeah, last full day in the parks. I say full day, I'm going to try and do my best to be sort of in and out as quickly as possible actually. I'm exhausted after a 14-hour day in Magic Kingdom yesterday. There's still lots I want to do left in Animal Kingdom, so it probably will take, I would say, until like mid-afternoon. But yeah, lots to do, so let's head off. Okay, I've arrived. Tree of Life is beautiful as always. I am going to head towards the safari, and hopefully it's still relatively quiet. It's only 20 past 8. So did the safari, just done the Gorilla Falls walking trail, although there are no gorillas at the moment. They're all inside having medical checks, so I don't know when they'll be out, so I'm probably not going to come back to see them, which is a shame. Still lots of other animal things to do today. It's just very hot.
A sneeze. Oh no. And a good scratch. That's it, it looks like mum's breath. It's the right time.
And Doug's out at the moment. So cute. So Doug, and now there's Kevin. Sorry.
Where is the line? There's no line. We're taking pictures all at the same time. Take them while she stops, because you can take off at any moment.
Okay, went to try and go do It's Tough to Be a Bug, but they're actually closed at the moment. So I'm going to do Dinosaur instead. I just really need some aircon. So we just got the McCall specialty beverage, which is like, it's a slushy, cherry, lemonade and blue raspberry. I'm just going to wait for the McCall show.
We encourage to gather around our avian specialists at the base of the Tree of Life for a unique journey of discovery, one that you can't see anywhere else except in the wild. Welcome to Winged Encounters.
Hey, what's up, Discovery Island? If you look towards the Tree of Life, you'll see us over here. This is Winged Encounters, and we're just getting started. We're only going to be here for a few minutes. It looks like we have a little bit of a shade. Oh, no, it's gone. I was going to say, we have a cloud, so come on in, hang out with us. I know it's hot out there, but it's only going to be a few minutes that we're out here. Definitely keep your phones and cameras out, because these birds will be flying all over the place and right over the tops of your head. And feel free to come on up to those perches. Are not barriers out there. It's actually just a way for our birds to be a little bit closer to all of you. Now, my name is Caitlin. I'm joined by Corey and Angel. Out in the crowd with all of you, we have Reagan and Keegan, and then the two stars of our show. Can anyone tell me, just shout it out, what kind of birds are these? Parrots. Macaws. Both are correct answers. Macaws are a type of parrot, and we're being joined by Dillinger and Stitch. And these two are blue-throated macaws. This is a critically endangered species that we have to look out. It's one of our favorites. They are one of the rarest left out in wild places. So we're really getting to see them up close. Now these two birds just flew in from a half a mile away, and they're joining us out here because, as you can see, they're getting some yummy treats with our trainers out on their perches out there. Can you imagine that? A sky filled with macaws? It'd be pretty incredible. You can see that here.
I didn't take pictures.
We have lots of birds still looking around. Of the Tree of Life, and definitely keep those phones and cameras up, because as quickly as they came in, they could head out of here at any time that they want to. Now I do want to point out some more of these species. You already saw our two blue-throated macaws. We have a few more of them out here, but we also want to point out these little birds right here. These are some red-throated macaws. We have wizard, Holly, and Delilah. This is also another critically endangered species. It's only found in the country of India, just like that blue-throated macaw, but there's fewer than 600 of these individuals out there. Now, it looks like
Okay, just been in Pandora, some Flight Passage. It was absolutely fantastic. I was higher up this time and you felt more of like the swooping sensations. This time I got water and the smells were so strong. It was absolutely brilliant. Fabulous little last ride on Flight Passage. I'm just heading quickly around to Africa now. I'm hoping to get the train across to Rafiki's Planet Watch to do the drawing class. I'm not filming too much because it's just so hot today. I'm kind of trying to power through everything that I want to get done. quite frankly, so I can get back to the hotel and somewhere I can't. It's so hot. There's like zero air movement. I think that's why it's just so humid. We've not had any proper thunderstorms for the last few days, so it's just getting worse and worse. But anyway, enough complaining about the weather. It's my last full day here, so kind of take it in. Yeah, I'll hopefully see you over at Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Bambi was the first animated feature to bring live animals into the studio.
So this is actually the Nemo building where I met Ranger.
We are now.
The animation experience was great. They're celebrating the Lion King 30th anniversary, so it's all Lion King characters at the minute. I don't think I did too bad with Simba at all. It goes very fast though. It's quite tricky to keep up.
Why is he doing so?
Whaley, baby, if you're joining me, I'm gonna fix my hair. I know. I know you could be at all. Just kidding with it. Me hace flaquita, okay?
Let us all say the pledge. Fish are friends. Fish are friends. Fish are friends. Not friends. Though we have long shots here, we are nice shots underneath. We know that fish are friends, not food. Sometimes we know.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Life isn't all that grim. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. What do we do?
We swim.
Right!
You have traveled far. You must be swimming under a lucky star. Yeah, but I were exactly where you're meant to be. So grab some shell and surf the sea with me. Go with the flow. Oh, oh, oh. Go with the flow.
Okay, I clearly complained too much about the weather. Absolutely chucked it down as I was leaving. Well, as I was doing the affection section, Rafiki's Planet Watch. So you might hear some of the thunder in the background in those clips. So in a break in the rain, I hightailed it over to Nemo. I didn't get many clips of that. It was a packed performance because of the rain. I'm now, there's again break in the rain. I'm going to try and get on Everest and the Tiger Trail before some more rain hits.
Just want to say, this is super informal. We're just hanging out, we're chatting. So if you want to hang out today after the rain, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to hang out, you have places to be, we understand that. And that is totally okay. You are free to go if you like. But yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Adam, for bringing out our bird here. Everyone, this is Keto. Keto is an Amazon, ooh, perfect, thank you very much. Keto is an Amazon parrot that's grown up around people. And we really like to show off what nature has built these birds to do, right? We kind of like to show off natural behaviors. And the way that parrots learn to communicate in the wild is through mimicry. And because Keto grew up around people, she learned to mimic a couple fun things like, we can start off with a great big greeting. That's pretty quiet, right? A great big greeting. Cute, tiny little greeting, right? Hey folks, welcome into our little rain show here. Can you say, she can say hi. She can do all sorts of fun stuff, which is very rare. Usually if you get a parrot as a pet, they just scream a lot. But Keto is the exception to the rule. She's one of my favorite birds on the planet, so we're happy to hang out here. If you have a question, just shoot your hand up and I'm happy to answer questions. Because what you're seeing is kind of weird. It's a bird that can say all sorts of stuff like, she's been doing shows for a while. So she can introduce herself. This is Keto. She's a double yellow-headed Amazon deer, right? So that's the species of parrot she is, and she's also a very cute little parrot. Yes, she is. I know. She's one of my favorite birds in the world. We can do some animal sounds since she's up here, because that's pretty cute. Can you show everyone your big scary tiger? One more. And then one more. That's pretty cute, huh? That's her terrifying little tiger, the scariest bird in the world. But a little less scary than that is your kitty cat. Yeah, that's pretty cute. She can do another bird sound as well. This is a bird found in Australia. This is called a laughing kookaburra. Pretty cute, huh? So in the show, she does this little routine where she does like a couple of quick little behaviors, but since we're just hanging out, and again, super informal, we can do a couple other behaviors that she doesn't usually show off. Yeah, like she'll shake her head up and down, that's pretty cute. She can say, even though it is almost 3 in the afternoon, you say good morning. That's pretty cute. When we're doing chores, we're cleaning up, she tells us good job, that's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. But the cutest behavior in the world, and the one that we think is the coolest, is this kind of long vocalization behavior. I don't want to spoil what it is, it's better if you don't know, but I will let her shake her head up and down. Yeah. And then I'll hold up and see if she wants to show off for us. But might take a while to get there, but she'll get there. That's a good job, that's pretty cute. There, you can face the audience. Let's start there. That's a good place to start. Well, you're all doing a great job with her. That's great. Wow, you guys are doing such a great job. Yes, you're doing a great job too, buddy. I want to show off. Where's here? Let's start with a kiss. There we go. We can ask for some easier stuff to get a little bit of momentum. We love to see that. That's pretty cute. Let's start with another easy one. How about good morning? Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Again, asking for the easy stuff as a warm-up. This vocalization, it takes a lot of air. So we're just going to let her warm up. What do you think? Kiss. That's pretty cute. Go for it. Sing.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, that's fun. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah, hey, guys. Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah, hey, guys. Oh,
Okay, so managed to get on Everest before the rain came down. As soon as I got off, I think I was one of the last ride vehicles to go around before it closed again, so I went to do It's Tough to Be a Bug. it had just about stopped raining when I came out, so I came over to the Feathered Friends in Flight bird show, and then literally just as it was about to start, it absolutely downpoured. So they did like a little mini show with the parrots, which is really cute anyway. But basically this storm is predicted to go on for like another couple of hours. And I don't really have anything else left to do. It's just indoors. So I was going to do obviously the Feathered Friends of Fly and the Maharaja Jungle Trek. They're both closed at the minute because of the weather. So I think I'm just going to head out of the park and head back to the resort. Hello. It is a sad day. It is the day I check out of Port Orleans French Quarter. It has been an unbelievable stay here. I've loved it so much. It's been an amazing trip as a whole. I'm very sad to be leaving. I mean, it's obviously I'm looking forward to going back and seeing my family, and a bit of the sting has been taken out of it in terms of I'm flying home first class. So normally I'd probably end the vlog series here, but I do want to show you a little bit of first class. There might not be much. Because the trip ended on a bit of like a weird note yesterday, in terms of I basically got rained out of Animal Kingdom. I'll probably tack this onto my Animal Kingdom day because I don't think there'll be a whole lot to show you because I'm mainly going to be sleeping. Well, hopefully I'm going to be sleeping on the flight home. But yeah, it's probably, there's not probably going to be too much, and I know there probably wasn't too much of Animal Kingdom yesterday because of being sort of cancelled out by the rain. So yeah, I'm just going to do a final check of the room, make sure I've not inadvertently left anything, but I think I'm all packed. It's almost 10 past 10. Checkout's not until 11, but yeah, I like to make sure I'm checked out in plenty of time. I decided against going to any of the parks today. I realised that I need to pack up all my park stuff. I'd completely forgotten about doing that, so if I'd be going into a theme park it would be like with like the bare minimum. So yeah, I just decided I'd stick around the resort, take it all in one last time, and just find somewhere comfy, hopefully just to read, pass a bit of time, because it is a late flight. I'm getting Mears Connect. I booked that before I left. I got my boarding pass for that last night. So my pickup time from here is 5:40, so I've got like most of the day to kill. Which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, I'll read, listen to an audiobook, something like that, and hopefully the time will fly. So yeah, I'm gonna leave my luggage with Bell Services and just chill out. So I don't know when you'll next see me. It could be, obviously if anything interesting happens around the resort, I'll get my camera back out. But if not, it might be on the plane, where I'm just kind of showing you a little bit around the first class of my flight. So I will see you in a little bit. I've been sitting in the lobby reading for God knows how many hours, and Police with McDonald's have arrived. And Donald's over there. Hello, so I am back home. It's the Saturday. I landed on the Thursday. Yeah, things happened on the travel home. So I spent most of the day reading in the French Quarter lobby, just chilling in the hotel, waiting for Mia's shuttle to pick me up at 26. About maybe 3 o'clock I got an email from Virgin saying that due to a system error there would be a longer wait for check-in than normal at the airport, so basically to plan accordingly. But because I was taking the Miz shuttle, there wasn't much more I could do. The Miz shuttle gets you to the airport quite early anyway, and normally check-in doesn't open until 4 hours before your flight. So I didn't really do anything. There was nothing really I could do. So Miz shuttle was great. It was just a small minibus. They picked me up, we went to the Grand Floridian, picked up a family of 3, and then went straight to the airport. So I was at the airport for 6:30, so 3.5 hours before my flight. So obviously I'd been upgraded to first class because my bid had been accepted, which, if anyone was interested, I bid the minimum that you were allowed at the time that I put the bid in, which was £470, which I'd asked my travel agent how much it would be to upgrade for both ways, and I'm fairly sure it was somewhere around an extra £2,000. And when I asked it check-in on the flight going out, as I mentioned at the beginning of the vlog series, it was £700 and something. So I think I did pretty well on the bid, all considering. Obviously it's expensive, but I've never done upper class, and the experience was amazing. But anyway, arrived at the airport. So because I was upper class, they have their own dedicated check-in area, so relatively short line. The Virgin area was in absolute chaos. So the systems error was a complete computer outage, and the computers had been down since 1 o'clock. Adding to the fact that apparently there'd been a really bad thunderstorm, and the airfield had been closed for 2 hours in the afternoon as well. Apparently 5 different airlines had all had the computer systems go down. Virgin was one of them. And so since 1 o'clock they'd had to do everything by hand. And so there were 4 UK flights supposed to be leaving that day, so 2 to Heathrow, 2 to Manchester. Mine was the last flight for Virgin of the day, so supposed to be leaving at 10 o'clock. So I arrived. The first hour I was stood in the checking line, I moved forward about 2 steps. The baggage tagging was kind of the easiest bit. They would just write some handwriting on the stickers and then putting them on your luggage. The hard thing was the actual check-in. They were taking your passport off you and taking it behind the scenes. So I don't know what exactly they were doing, but it was all being done by hand. I think they were checking against paper passenger lists, and then handwriting boarding passes. I literally have a handwritten boarding pass. But you were obviously being added to the end of a long queue of people waiting to be manually checked in. So you'd had your passport taken off you and you were out without it for, I would say, half an hour, 45 minutes. Just stood there waiting, not being able to do anything. So yeah, maybe one party was being checked in every half an hour or so in the upper class queue. It took me 3 hours. I got checked in by 9:30. Obviously at some point during that queue I got an email from Virgin saying our flight had been delayed by an hour, so it was then due to set off at 11. All the other flights were in a much worse state because obviously they were supposed to be earlier. So for example, I think, if I remember rightly, the 6:10 flight finally took off at 10:05. It was bad. The premium queue was huge, and the economy queue, they were struggling to actually manage it. I think it was encroaching on the food court. So that kind of set off the upper class experience. Obviously it kind of made it worth it. Like, I didn't have to then queue in that massive premium or economy queue. But it meant that even though I got to the airport that early, by the time I got through all the queue, all of the shops were closed. So I'd been planning to like have a last look around, like the Universal store and the Disney store. They were all closed. the lounge that I had free access to with upper class had already closed by the time I got through. And also being solo, all the other sort of families around me in the queues and stuff, they could take it in turns to look after the bags while they went and sat down or went to the bathroom or got food or drinks. I couldn't do that. I literally had to stand there for 3 hours. No food, no drinks, no bathroom breaks, no sitting down. Just stood there. I mean, luckily there were 2 people behind me in the queue who were both solo travellers as well, and we just chatted, so it made the time go a lot quicker. It kept me from getting too anxious about everything. They were both lovely. They were due to be on the Heathrow flight. Yeah. The staff were doing the absolute utmost. It was just a really bad situation. Obviously I got through security and everything by about 9:45. And there was hardly anyone at the gate because they were all still in the economy queue, the premium queue. It was insane. So then we got another email saying we were due to set off at 20 to 12 instead. We got delayed again. I don't know what time they started boarding us, but they started boarding before a lot of passengers had got through security. But then, because people were still getting checked in, baggage hadn't been put on the plane yet, so eventually we set off at midnight. And that was, so by that point we'd been sat on the plane for more than half an hour. Like, everyone had boarded, everyone managed to get to the flight, because the air stewards had to do like an announcement saying that the last passenger has now been on the flight for half an hour, and they had to do like the plane doors are still open. If you happen to want to leave the flight, you still have the opportunity to do so. So that wasn't great, but first class, oh, that was so good. There was only 16 first class, they call them suites. Obviously tons of leg room. You have 2 air stewards looking after 16 passengers, so you basically had like personal service. I tried to video a little bit, but obviously by that point I was exhausted and I didn't want to get in anyone's way because obviously the air stewards and stuff were going up and down the aisle. So I kind of took a little bit of a video. I've looked back at it and it's not great. But hopefully it'll give you a bit of an idea. I think there is actually a suite tour that Virgin has on YouTube, so I'll possibly put that in the description down below. I didn't experience the food too much. I decided to go with the express. Go for it was like a soup and a toasty, to kind of basically get your food out of the way quick so you can sleep. Because by that point I was absolutely exhausted and I just wanted to try out that bed. So I had the soup and the toasty. They kept bringing around loads of drinks. It was great. So then I did have a problem with the bed. Mine wasn't working properly. And the air stewardess tried to help me, but she couldn't get it to work. She had to get the lead cabin crew, and he had to reset the electronics of the seats, and then had to pull up a bit of the seat and like fiddle around with the actual mechanics of it. But he managed to get it to work, and yeah, that is a game changer. Having a lie flat bed, you could feel the turbulence a lot more, I will say, when you lie down. I honestly at first didn't think I'd get any sleep. I was sort of tossing and turning a lot. But yeah, it turns out I got probably about 4 hours solid sleep. So I was so much more with it when I got to Manchester. They woke us up, well, I woke up naturally about an hour before we landed. That's when they started waking everyone else up to ask if they wanted breakfast. Also with the jet lag and the change in times, I just had a little bit of light fruit, which was lovely, beautifully presented. They kept asking, are you sure you don't want anything else? And obviously technically in terms of like time in Florida, it was still like the middle of the night, so my body really didn't want to eat. So yeah, first class, amazing experience for me, totally worth the money. And it has helped with jet lag. Yeah, I've not been quite as bad as I normally am with jet lag. I'm still not sleeping properly, but much better than normal. However, that's when another problem started. So got into Manchester, my big main suitcase came out, but I also had a second small duffel bag, just with a few little extra bits in that couldn't fit in my main suitcase. It wasn't a weight issue, it was more like I didn't want to really pack things in. So yeah, I had a small duffel bag. So I waited at the carousel, and I waited, and I waited, and the duffel bag never turned up. Which I think if I'd been more tired, if I hadn't slept on the plane, I probably would have burst into tears at that point. But I was rested, so I just kind of accepted it as it came. There were quite a few other people on the flight who were missing bags. There was about a dozen bags that just kept going round and round the carousel, and by that point pretty much everyone except people who were missing bags had left. And there was one I recognised as it was a distinctive design, in a bright orange bag, and I recognised it from the upper class queue, so I actually pulled it off the trolley just to have a look at the tag, and the tag said London Heathrow on it. So I think with all the chaos at the Orlando airport, with everything being written by hand, it wasn't quite as well organised as normal. So there were definitely bags going around that were supposed to be in Heathrow, and not on the Manchester flight instead. But obviously put that one back on the carousel. There was a family stood near me who was missing a bag as well, so I just kind of followed them because they seemed to know what they were doing. So if anyone is in that situation, you go to, at Manchester Airport, you go to Global Baggage Solutions, and they've got like screens out the front, and you kind of fill in the details about your missing bag. I mean, obviously I had the code that they wrapped around it to say which bag was missing. You fill in your details, although for some reason it wouldn't accept my email, so then I had to go to a member of staff to help me with that. And I was a bit concerned just sort of like leaving the airport with a completely missing bag, but there's nothing else you can do. So train ride home was uneventful. I was planning to get a taxi back from the station, but my parents surprised me and picked me up at the train station, which was so lovely. So, in all fairness to Virgin and Manchester Airport, I got text and email updates about my bag. At the end of the evening on the Thursday, I'd got a notification to say they had located my bag and it hadn't left Orlando. Because, you know, my bag decided it wanted an extra day's holiday without me. So they put it on on the flight that evening. So it arrived to Manchester Airport about 8 o'clock Friday morning, and it was delivered to me about 9 o'clock Friday evening. So it was really quick getting to me. It was less than 48 hours that they got my bag back to me. So quite impressed with how, obviously not great that they lost my bag, but it was dealt with really swiftly. So yeah, that is the end of my vlog series. I'm actually really surprised I have finished it off within a couple of days, not like a year, like it normally is. So because it's only a couple of days and not a year, I don't know when I'm next going back. I'm hoping I might be able to go back in 2026, so another couple of years, but we'll see. I absolutely loved the hotels I was staying in this time. I think if I was going again, I'd probably book the same, Aventura and French Quarter. French Quarter is like a definite. I would go back there for Disney. Aventura I think would depend on the price and things. Obviously there is Epic Universe, hopefully opening next year at Universal. So yeah, if you have watched these vlog series, I mean I mostly make them for myself, for my own memories, for any family and friends that want to watch along. But if you have watched this vlog series, I hope it's been helpful. Personally I always find it useful to watch solo vlog series because a lot of them with like couples and families and things, so it's like a different experience. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed them if you watch them. Hope it's been helpful, Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm hoping I'll be back with another vlog series in a couple of years, but it will be a while. I'm really hoping I'll get these vlogs out in a decent amount of time. I'd love to stay to like a weekly schedule, but life tends to get in the way. But I will try and get these up as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and hopefully I will see you and Disney real soon. Bye.